Our COVID concert this week is with Mr. Lee Warren. And Mr. Lee Warren is a young man I think that a lot of you have seen around Northwest Ohio. And he has been sheltered in like so many other musicians right now. Lee, first of all, good to have you with us.
Hey, it's good to be here.
What you been up to, man?
Hey, as far as music goes, I've been out and I've played probably a couple just like outside the window nursing home performances, and I do that a lot actually in nursing home retirement communities. I've learned to cook quite a bit.
Cook?
Not a lot of music. I mean, sit around and play the guitar. I've learned maybe a couple new songs that I should have known 1,000 years ago, and that's about it.
Oh man, so you have been productive, just like every other American.
Productive-ish, yeah. Yeah.
That's good. If we were not where we are right now, would you be on tour somewhere? Would you be playing with somebody outside of the state of Ohio right now?
So I almost never go on tour where I do a string of shows in like a loop, like some of these real awesome dudes do, but I do tend to get out of town quite a bit. I play, one night or 2 nights here. But the first thing that I have missed, I've missed Put-in-Bay. So I would have played Put-in-Bay. Yeah. And that would have been a whole weekend, and but not exactly a tour. I guess I shouldn't say I missed that much.
Now, a guy like you, okay, the background that you have and Put-in-Bay,
hey,
they go together. Is that what you're telling me?
You know what? I started playing there last year, and it's kind of new to me, but it certainly is nice to be able to say that you played there. And the people there like what I play. I mean,
everybody likes what you play, Lee.
Thanks a lot.
I mean, you're a talented guy.
I don't know about that. But.
Is this the Brock Grimm influence on you that would drag you across the pond like that?
Brock had played out there, and we had a day booked a couple Octobers ago, and it just fell through because of weather. But went out there and played with Joe Vasquez a couple times, and they got to know me, and they went ahead and hired me. So I'm appreciative of Joey for that. And him and I do that for each other a lot. So
yeah. How far do you go back with Joe?
Oh man, I met him at Stella Blue in Archbold.
Yeah.
Must be 8 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago.
Stella was a great room. Stella was a good place to play.
We've had a couple different bands together, me and Joey, and we're always doing something together. But it's too much. He's got his own thing. I got my own thing. It's not like we could start a band and keep it. It's just whenever we bump into each other, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works out well.
Yeah.
And I know I've seen you guys, I think, Father John's before. You've been together there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Me and Joey go way back.
Yeah.
So do a lot of other people. I've been really helped out by a lot of musicians in the area.
Who are some of the other guys?
Well, I don't want to get anybody throwing tomatoes at me, but Tommy Schilt, Tommy D.
Yeah, I do, very much
very
so.
well.
Yeah.
John Reichley, David Winters, and just some fantastic people that they have a good business mindset about themselves, most of them, and have really taught me a lot. I've learned a lot of lessons, I guess you could say, from people who are smart.
Well, that might be the first time that smart and John Reichley have ever been used in the same sentence. How's that?
If you don't mind sitting and listening to John for 40 minutes and you can pick a couple great nuggets out of there.
I'm just kidding, man. I love John, and
me
he
too.
is. And because you think of that guy, I mean, he was playing clubs in this area back in the 70s as a kid, okay?
Yeah.
And there were some really good musicians and bands coming out of here at that time.
John Reichley can get a loop pedal and play Pink Floyd as good as I'd heard Pink Floyd play Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just got it. The dude's just got it.
Yeah.
And it's unbelievable. Entertainment for hours with John. If he wants to, he's like me. I don't hope he doesn't hear this and get mad, but him and we will relax nowadays.
Yeah.
If it's just an easy gig, we're just going to play a couple easy songs. But if that dude wants to, I mean, he can rip it. Yeah. Anytime he wants to.
Yeah.
John just rises to the level of whatever guys he's with. He's not trying to show off. I like that about him.
Yeah.
But I really like it. I've had a lot of help.
Well, that's the one thing that you find about the music community, I think. Your like spirits, they all know how tough it is to try to earn a buck playing music.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter. I mean, I've got friends in Austin, Texas who've been doing shows every night from their living rooms, because they are legitimate musicians. They make money every night playing out in Austin, Texas. But guess what? Everything's closed up, so they can't make a nickel. So they're sitting there in their living room trying to work a couple of bucks off of a PayPal account and hoping like the devil that the doors get open again soon.
Now, I will tell you, I don't want anybody to think I'm a square, man.
Yeah.
But I actually have a little income coming in from a financial services career I used to have.
There you go.
And so that's, I guess, made a few bill payments at least during all this. But my livelihood is music. It's been rough. It's been crazy. My friends, I don't want to call them fans because it's not like I'm.
Yeah.
But I call them my friends, have tipped me something like $400 or $500 too.
I'll be darned.
By now. Just going live 6 or 7 times, and I am blown away.
Yeah.
I mean, that has helped me so much. So.
And they're doing the same thing. And I guess where I was heading with that as a full circle is you guys are very similar. I mean, the person that plays music in Ohio is the same person out in Austin. Different level, different circumstance, but that same drive is there. There's no doubt.
I'm very blessed, man.
Yeah, it sounds that way.
But eager to get back to it, I'm not going to be blessed forever. I need to get to work in here, man. Open her up. I'm hungry.
And I think everybody around needs to get you back to work, man, as well. So why don't we put you to work right now? How's that? Why don't you play one for us, and we'll pay some bills, and then we'll let you play some more.
I can't remember what I've played for you before, but we're going to try something here. I'm hoping I catch you off guard with this one. Saturday night I was downtown working on the FBI, sitting right next to bad men, whiskey bottles piling high, cruisers and bluesers on the left side, all the people were doing wrong, just about to call up the DA man, then I looked, somebody singing the song. Hear a butterfly giving over her thighs, the temperature started to rise. She was a long, cool woman in a black dress, just a 5'9", beautiful, tall. Just a one look, I was a bad mess, 'cause that long, cool woman had it all. She started walking to the table in a tall, walking big black hat. Well, Charlie said, I hope that you're able, boy, 'cause I'm telling you, she knows where it's at. Suddenly we heard a siren, where the people started to run, jumping on across the tables. Well, I looked, somebody shooting a gun. Charlie was holding my left hand, oh, but she was holding my right. Well, I told her, don't be scared, 'cause you're gonna be spared. Well, I gotta be forgiven if I wanna spend 11 with a long, cool woman in a black dress, just a 5'9", beautiful, tall. Just one look, I was a bad mess, 'cause that long, cool woman had it all.
Lee Warren with me right now on the COVID concerts brought to you by the Main Stops. We'll step away. We come back, it's all Lee here on the Q 96.5. Welcome back into the COVID concerts brought to you by the Main Stops. Mr. Lee Warren.
Well, she was just 17. You know what I mean? The way she looked was way beyond compare. I wouldn't dance with another. Oh, I saw her standing there. She saw her standing there, till I saw her standing there. Little Beatles music for you right there. Let me run with you tonight, I'll take you on a moonlight ride. There's someone I used to see, she don't give a damn for me. So let me get to the point, let's roll. Somewhere I gotta go. You don't know how it feels. Really, you don't know how it feels to be me. My old man was born to ride, but he's still trying to beat the cloud. Think of me when you will, I've got a little space to fill. So let me get to the point, let's roll. Another joint, turn the radio loud. I'm too alone to be proud. Oh, you don't know how it feels. Well, you don't know how it feels. Well, you don't know how it feels to be me. Hey, there's a little Tom Petty for you there, and I think I'm gonna. Thank you. I think I'm gonna sing you all another one, but really honored that Mr. Jim would come out here and let me be part of this. And I'm aware anybody that meets me in person generally finds me to be abrasive, but I just say things how I think. But I actually really love people and people that appreciate music. Man, I could just hug on you all day. I mean, it's an honor to be able to play music for a living. And yes, I've got to drive and make certain sacrifices to say it's my career, but it is my career. And people like Jim and others, folks listen to this that support me. It's truly an honor. I wouldn't be able to do it without you. You know, you catch me, and I might be in a hurry. I might say something abrasive like, "Hey, hand me that," you know, or some people don't like that, but I really love people, and I wouldn't be able to do it without the help of folks. So let's do another song. What do you think? All right, we're gonna try to rock and roll a little bit here. Some touch. I've been bad, so much. I see the Lord take me downtown. I'm looking for some touch. I see the Lord take me downtown. I'm looking for some touch.
Mr. Lee Warren.
Thanks.
We'll be back to wrap things up on the COVID concert right after this. Lee Warren is my guest today, and man, I'll tell you what, that's why people like to go see Lee Warren out in public. Nice job. I will applaud. It's kind of, it's not good etiquette there to applaud on the radio when you're allowing a guy to sing there a couple songs.
Thanks.
But yeah, nice job. And anybody has not seen Lee Warren, when the doors get open again, if you see Lee's name on the billboard, go out and see him, man. He's worth the price of admission. There's no doubt about
Thanks
that.
a lot. Appreciate that.
So let's talk a little bit about a group that we both know and we both admire, okay? And because they're going to be with me here pretty soon, a girl named Tom.
Oh, man. Tell you about Tom.
Yeah.
I don't know where they got the name.
Yeah.
But I love the band. I checked them out. They were doing, I'll sing it for you. It was that song, I think the Waylon Jennings covered it, but I've only heard the Jennings do it. It's like, you belong among the wildflowers, how you belong on a boat out on sea. I love that song. And they were just doing it so well, and then I realized they're good Christian folk, which is, you don't have to be, but I am, and I thought, that's pretty cool, man. We'd probably get along.
Yeah. They're an amazing brother and sister act. They really are.
They're both brothers, right?
Yeah.
Or is it a friend?
Both brothers and a sister.
Cool.
Yeah. And the two brothers have graduated from college and they're into the medical, they're starting down the medical profession.
Very nice.
But you never can tell when you harmonize like that, and they've been all over the country now on a little tour, things might open up. You never can tell.
I hope it does for him because it seems like, I mean, you know, I've only met him on the internet. I've sent him a couple messages. They probably think I'm creeping on them, but I just like to, I don't get to surround myself with the exact kind of musicians I'd really like to very often.
Yeah.
Mostly because the ones I really want to hang with or whatever, you know, they're just as busy as can be, and or they're already in like 5 bands and they're playing and I'm playing, you know.
Sure.
So I always try to reach out to a group I'm really interested in, and of course that's not to take away from anybody else. I got a lot of good friends, Jim, in the music business, that know I'm not talking about dodging them. You know what I'm saying? I'll try to catch up with everybody like that. But those guys seem like they just sing nearly flawlessly, if not totally flawless.
You know what? They always say that brothers and sisters can harmonize like that, Lee, but I have not heard a group that harmonizes any better than those. That's tight.
Maybe nationally.
Yeah.
Maybe famous, world famous.
Yeah.
Traveling with the Gaithers or somebody.
Exactly. Yeah. They're one voice.
That.
I mean, they're almost one voice when you listen to them.
I think they'd go a lot farther than I could go, if you ask me. I mean, they're dynamite.
They are dynamite. Tell me a little bit though, because people might see not only Lee Warren by himself somewhere, but oftentimes you'll have other musicians with me.
That's the truth.
Tell me a little bit about the other sides to Lee Warren.
Oh man, so I do pay my bills with the solo stuff, but I have a band called Lady May. We're in a bit of a transitionary phase right now, but the essence of it is me and a couple ladies singing harmony, and then we bring in a band depending on what the gig calls for.
Okay.
And then I have another little group I call Lee Warren and Zero Drama, purely because it's kind of hired guns. You know, we don't have a garage and a government. I just say, hey, I got this gig, you know, over maybe at Eden. It's a bigger gig. They want a band, and I got some guys I call. And whoever's there, Jim, we call it the Lee Warren Zero Drama. It's kind of like that. Now, but I have a serious project. I work with a group called JoJo McZunk down in Lima, and I just play for them. And I just play for a group called the Tackets, and the Tackets have been all over the place. Been out to Sturgis, been to the Opry, been to Pittsburgh. We've been everywhere together. Kansas City, and so and then if that's not enough for you, about 4 or 5 times a year I play a gig with my mom and dad in a little bluegrass gospel group in Tennessee. So
wow,
that's what all I do. You know.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. I guess it is. Or maybe I should get one thing going real good and just quit the rest. But
You know, in talking to people who have tried to make it in this business, you know, it's not, nobody makes it just overnight. It's almost impossible to walk in and somebody says, oh, you're great, here's $100 million, you're signed, you know.
Yeah.
The stories that you hear from different musicians and the time it took and the way that they kept their head above water is just the way that you do it.
Well,
The only thing that maybe is missing is the daytime job in the gas station or the weekend bartender in somewhere or waitress in somewhere. I mean,
I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it. It's not recent. I've been blessed lately, but I've done that. You know, I used to pull weeds in the 95, 90 degree, days.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years back, yeah. I mean, I've done that. I've torched steel. I've done a quality control job. And I've done everything, but been blessed enough, or I guess probably it doesn't help to be. I don't spend money I don't have.
Sure.
Or at least used to not. And so I could live on little.
Right.
And that allowed me to play more and more and expand more and more. And then going back to all the people that have referred me.
Sure.
I mean, I would be nowhere without that.
Yeah.
You know.
Ideally, if Lee Warren could actually live the life of music that he'd like to live, what would that be?
I think I would. I think I would be just fine if I had a band the level of, like, let's say Nashville Crush or Hubie Ashcraft or Caitlin Schmidt, where they're at. I don't want to say money-wise what they're making, but I know I could pay myself $400 or $600 a night.
Sure.
And still pay the band more than they're used to getting paid, and play in front of 400 or 600 people. Maybe sell an album.
Sure.
If you sell 10,000 copies. I don't have any huge aspirations to go be Garth Brooks.
Okay.
I'd be real happy to just make double what I was making at the factory and have a sweet band.
There you
know,
go.
Which is what I would be doing at that level. You know, we're only 2 good years and a little luck from that. Me and my groups. You know.
Okay.
So I'm really hoping to just blow it up a little bit more, and we'll be there. In probably, depending on what happens with this Ellen, couple years.
Yeah.
You know, you need 4,000 or 5,000 followers on social media,
Sure.
and you need to treat people right in venues for a while, and make connections like we're doing here today, make good friends, and not mess anybody over.
Yeah.
And hopefully people would say I've not been bad, about that so far. And so I think in a couple years, we'll hopefully be there.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
I've not heard any bad response about Lee Warren at this point in time. How's that?
Well, that's good to
No
know.
police reports in Bryan.
Hey, what do they say? No news is good news.
That's exactly where it should be. Lee, as we wrap this thing up, man, I've got to ask you for one more song. Can you play us out?
I can. I've played nothing but quickies pretty much, but I think I'm going to play you another rockin' one anyway.
Dynamite.
Yeah. What are you in the mood for, I can't do that. You need Adam Vasquez or one of them guys. Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day, and I never lost a minute of sleep, worrying about the way things might have been. Big wheels keep on turning, proud Mary keep on burning. Rolling on the river, rolling on the river.
applause and you heard some people applaud for you, I would think. Huh?
It's been quite a while. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
Well, it is very worthwhile, and thank you very much for your time and all of the love the music today.
Hey, I appreciate it, Jim, and thanks for being good to me. It means a lot, man.
Oh, man. Lee Warren's our guest. That's going to wrap it up for the COVID concert this time from the main stops in Northwest Ohio. Back to Classic Hits on the Q, 96.5.